Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Charles Thompson. Honored to be with you to help educate you on the benefits of solar. Now, I'm speaking to two audiences today, and that is you, perhaps who are live, and at the end of this, you'll be able to have questions answered while we're live, and then those who have been shared a recorded version. Our goal in the recorded version is to help educate you on the benefits of going solar so that when you sit down with one of our professionals, they're going to be able to answer your final questions and then walk you through the value proposition from an economic standpoint. So with that said, let me address some of the typical myths that exist in solar today. Oftentimes people feel that solar is too expensive. The reality is it's too expensive to continue to rent energy from the monopolized utilities, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. In addition to that, a lot of people feel, hey, maybe I don't get enough sun. If you're in a sunny area, you may say that's silly. Well, why I talk about this is because what we're going to do is we're going to look at 35 years of weather data. So when we put together a designed savings report for you, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the historical weather patterns in your longitude and your latitude, so right where you are based. That way, when we show you the estimated production that the system's going to do, you know it's accurate. It's not just a guess, it's scientific. A lot of times people say, well, technology is improving too fast. I'm just going to wait. Well, I've been in the industry for 11 years. I've been around energy for 35 years. And the technology has advanced to a point where it almost can't advance any further. So the early adopters 10, 11 years ago, they might have a whole different conversation. But with regard to you, you're looking at the best technology that this industry has. And just think, if you wait around another 20 years, how much more are you going to continue to pay for energy that you're renting? We're going to talk a little bit about that value proposition. Whereas in this particular case, you have the ability to own your own power plant on your roof. Technology changes, we're going to adapt with it, and it will probably be something you can retrofit with your home. The other question people have, should I lease? Should I own? What should I do? Well, the best thing for us to do is to let you know we have every option available. From a loan, from a cash deal, to power purchase agreements, to leases, whatever is best for you and your professional consultant. He or she will be able to sit with you and know exactly the right financial vehicle for you. One of the beauties of what we do here at Powur is we actually have a wide array of options, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Well, let's say I'm going to move in a couple of years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. That's good to know, because as you're going to learn at the end of this presentation, this is going to actually add value to your home, and we'll walk you through how you can leverage this investment that you make into your home and add value at the same time. And then lastly, I don't know who to trust. That's why we focus on education. You will not hear any high-pressure sales tactics or gimmicks, anything along those lines. At the end of this presentation, and if you think this is viable, then we'll encourage you to book your time to see the actual savings proposal that we'll put together for you. And again, no pressure. At the end of that, you'll be better informed. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about energy. The main source of our energy today comes from dirty sources, coal, oil, gas, etc. There's over 7,000 power plants like that in the United States alone. And it's dirty, it's pollution. And our goal is to reduce pollution across the world, but particularly here in the United States. This is how you produce energy from the sun. As opposed to all the dirty energy that's coming through, you produce clean, renewable energy directly from your rooftop. The solar panels capture the energy from the sun, they convert that into usable energy, and now you're powering your home, and then you're also sending energy off onto the grid for something called net metering, which I'll talk about here in just a few minutes. So that's how simple it is. All those transmission lines, all the things that are creating the pollution, they don't have to exist as more and more people convert to solar. The technology that we use will start with the cells. That is really the key to your production. It starts with a number of cells. It creates a solar panel. So from the solar panel, there's a lot of protection around that panel. It's covered with encapsulant. It's really covered with tempered glass, so it's protected from hail damage, because a lot of times people think, well, what if hail happens? I've been doing this for a long time, and very rare that I see any form of hail damage whatsoever. So you have your frame, you get your junction box, you have all the back sheets. All these are there to protect that panel from the elements, from heat, from humidity. And the panels now are high wattage. You'll see most of our panels are at least 350 to 400 watts. Now, that may not make sense right now, but when you see the actual savings report, it's going to make a lot more sense. And our panels are called monocrystalline, which means they have real thin lines or no lines, black on black in many, many cases. So very aesthetically pleasing. Compared to, 10 years ago when I first started, they were about a foot off the top of the roof. They were bright blue with the white lines and not exactly aesthetically pleasing. So it's a very different game today when it comes to solar. Here's the whole system to make it uncomplicated. Starts with those panels that we just mentioned. That connects to an inverter, converting it from the sun to usable energy, AC. That's connected to your AC box, your breaker box, and that's connected to a meter that goes to the grid. And energy goes both ways, which we'll talk about with net metering. So that's the simplicity of it. We don't need to get real technical. It's the most advanced technology that's out there, but we prefer to keep the conversation simple. So what about Powur? Powur is an Inc. 100 fastest growing company. They've been in the Inc. list 2 years running. Top company nationwide, fastest growing in the industry for residential solar with thousands and thousands of installations. We have access to the best equipment, the best financing, and we actually partner with local installation partners who know the market, know the permitting, know all the complications of the market, but they work under Powur's general contracting license. So you get the benefit of both layers of protection. We have hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews. We are a certified B Corp. What that means is we balance purpose with profit, and we're 100% carbon neutral. So all of the equipment that is manufactured that comes out and gets put on your roof or in your home, we're offsetting any of the pollution that was created by that manufacturing. I know of no other solar company in the industry that reinvest into being carbon neutral. It's huge. If you take a look on your impact, it's going to be significant. How much pollution you're going to reduce simply by going solar. Your representative will sit with you and walk you through exactly what those numbers are if you care about the impact that we have in the environment. A lot of people do this for economic reasons, but here's the benefit. Your economic benefits are going to create very good impact to our environment. So with that said, our warranty is the best of the industry. We have an extended warranty coverage for 30 years, so you get bumper-to-bumper coverage. There's no upfront premium. There's no deductible. It covers all of your parts and labor. It's quick and easy to register. It's 24/7 coverage, and they'll roll a truck typically within 24 to 48 hours. And the beauty of this is it automatically transfers to the new homeowner, so it stays with your home. So if you sell your home, the new homeowner is going to get the benefit of the very same warranty. No deductibles, no co-payments, no surprises. Not like you're talking about with the electric company, which we'll talk about in just a moment. And why now? The federal income tax credit, which I'm going to share with you the actual nomenclature in a moment, it's unpredictable. We don't know when it's going to end. It's scheduled to drop significantly by the end of this year. And at the same time, laws are changing that are requiring people to go solar. I think the fact is you're going to go solar. You might as well take advantage of it when you have an incredible incentive, which is time sensitive. At the same time, we're seeing extremely rapid rates of energy costs occurring around the country. As you've seen with our supply chain issues that are affecting, it's affecting our gas prices, it's affecting our energy prices. This gives you the ability to lock in the cost of your energy. So it's important to know all of these critical features are time sensitive. That federal tax credit, this is an incredible opportunity for you in that you can potentially be eligible for 26% of the total system cost, and that's available through the end of 2021. If you have a second residence, it could potentially apply as well. We always say, be sure to talk to your CPA to talk about exactly how to apply that credit, but it's a simple form, $56.95, and it really reduces the overall cost of your energy and provides you a tremendous incentive to convert to clean, renewable energy. And with that, a lot of states are starting to change their laws. I mean, California is the most recent. In 2020, they mandated that all homes that are new construction have solar installed. We're seeing more and more states around the country that are adopting the same types of laws. because they need to meet some of the other regulations that are out there that require clean renewable energy ranging from 30% to 50% to 100% clean renewable energy on the grid by 2050. How are we going to do that? By having either people take action on their own or having states make that a requirement. Let's get ahead of them. Let's do it on our own. Why? Let's take a look at your utility bill. And this is really important to understand how you're billed for energy. You're billed for energy based upon a kilowatt hour. And most people don't even know what a kilowatt hour is. But just to keep that simple, is basically if you had 10 100-watt light bulbs on in your home and you had them on for 1 hour, that burns 1,000 watts, 10 times 100. That's a kilowatt hour when it comes to billing. So if you have those on for an hour, you're going to get billed a certain number of pennies in most cases. Then you multiply that day by day. You look at your air conditioning, you look at all of the other energy usage in your home, and that's how your bill can get up to 100, 200, 300. I've seen bills in the thousands. This is where we're going to help you. We're going to help you understand what your cost per kilowatt hour is and show you how to lock that cost in. I like to compare it to gas. What if you were to think back in the younger days when gas prices were lower? I know that just about 2 years ago, I saw gas prices at $1.03. $1.03. What if I could have locked my gas prices in at $1.03 for the rest of my life and never worried about that? What if you could have done the very same thing? Well, that's what we're talking about with solar, is you have the ability to lock in the cost of your energy for virtually the rest of your life. And we can do that with nothing out of pocket, absolutely zero out of pocket. No charges, no fees, just whatever your monthly loan payment is that replaces what you're currently using to rent energy. And if you look at renting energy from Monopoly, the rates have steadily increased over the years. I'm going to show you an example in San Diego, California here, which is really going to be kind of open your eyes to what's happening in utilities. So I take this data, it's not just me, I take this from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. This report was wrapped up in 2020, so it looked at 2019 and posted it in 2020, and it showed in California the average rate was 17 cents per kilowatt hour. So if you think about what I said a few minutes ago, if those 10 lights were on for 1 hour, that would have cost 17 cents, and then just do the math thereafter. So let's take a look at this typical bill, and yours is going to be different. That's why we're going to probably ask you to really sit down and look at your electric bill with us. But take a look at this. The bill was $532. They used 1,119 kilowatt hours, so a lot more than one. It came out to 47.5 cents for this month, with an average over the year, because we look at the entire year of usage, of 39.8 cents versus 16.7 cents in 2019. We're seeing more and more of that throughout the utilities in the United States, and we want to help prevent that from happening to you. Because when you go solar, now you're powering your home. Most of your power that you need is going to be when the sun is out, and the system's going to be connected to the grid. So you're going to stay connected to your utility. You want to, for a number of reasons. It kind of acts like a giant battery. They receive the extra energy you produce during the day, and then you're going to pull back from the grid. Almost consider as though your meter is running backwards, right? As you're putting energy onto the grid, you're building up credit. And then they basically give that back to you. At nighttime, you use the energy that you sent off to the grid. Now, not all utilities have 100% cooperation with net metering. We'll have that conversation with you to know exactly how it works for you. But whatever the case may be left over, they're going to bill you the difference at the end of each month. Sometimes that's zero, and sometimes it's not. But that's for us to look at with you when we do our solar savings report. Let me give you a visual on that. So this would be your home during the day. That red line that you see, that's the overproduction intentionally. We design the system to produce more during the day than you actually use. And what happens is that overusage gets put back into your overall payment system. So you're offsetting what you're using in the morning. So rather than renting it in the morning and renting in the evening, you're taking that energy we produce during the day and you're using that as a credit. It's super simple, and make sure you speak with your solar professional about how that works and how it looks for your particular utility. Now, oftentimes we need a main panel with a 200 amp breaker. What your solar professional is going to do is take a couple of pictures of that. We like to take a picture of the sticker. We like to take a picture of the main breaker and the system itself, so we know exactly where we can put the breakers, because we're going to be feeding power into your main electrical panel just like you're getting from the grid, but you're going to get it from your rooftop instead. Cleaner energy. Now, in the beginning, I talked about potential of selling your home. This is the beauty of solar. What if you sold your home? Whether it's 3 years, 5 years, 20 years, it really doesn't matter. You sell your home, there are 3 main studies that I'll refer you to. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They changed the lending laws just a few years ago to really support solar. The Berkeley Lab study, and then the National Renewable Energy Lab study. That's a federal study. Those 3 studies, if you look at the average, say that your home will rise in value by 4 to 6%. If you take out a loan to do this, that we facilitate for you with the best rates in the industry, you can pay that off out of escrow. So you basically raise the value of your home within that 4 to 6% raise, and then you pay it off out of escrow. The new homeowner has free energy. That is a great selling feature. And you can, again, you'll do that with nothing out of pocket, and typically recoup most of what you had paid on the loan that you had at the same time. And here's the way I look at it. I like to talk about it with an asset versus a liability. So without solar, I would challenge you to take a look at your bill and how long you've lived in your home. And many people I talk to, they've lived in their home for 10, 15, 20 years. They've been renting energy. There's no return on that investment because your utility's not sending you a dividend check for the profits that they made. And I'd ask you, are your utilities profitable or are they for a nonprofit? Well, I think you know the answer. Versus putting solar on your rooftop, adding value to your home, saving money on your energy bill over the life of that system, which is generally going to be 30 to 40-year life cycle, sometimes more. That's the difference of just paying somebody for renting their energy versus producing clean, renewable energy and having an asset on your rooftop. And the last section here is, what do the studies out there say? The National Renewable Energy Lab study says that solar homes sell faster and sell for more. Same thing that the U.S. Department of Energy says, they sell faster and they sell for more. And then this one is, I think, really important. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development says pretty much the same thing that the other studies, but it also says it will actually save you money. So it's an improvement that saves you money. Now you can do a kitchen improvement, a bath improvement, whatever, but put in the pool. Those are great improvements, but you're coming out of pocket. Those are going to cost you money. This, you don't come out of pocket with anything unless you want to pay cash, but it saves you money on your energy bill. What I also want to introduce you to is our ambassador program. So many of our customers, I think we have 15,000 ambassadors the last time I looked. It's no cost to enroll. We want you, once you're a happy customer with us, to help refer others, because part of the confusion out there is, who do you trust? Once they know you trust us, then that works. And we reward you for that. A $1,000 referral for anyone you refer that goes solar, and you get directly to the same educator who is sharing this with you today. And it's an incredible way for you to also offset your cost. So let's say somebody had a cost of a system that was $25,000. How quickly do you want to pay that system off? Well, you refer 25 people. Can you do that in a year, 2 years, 3 years? That'll be up to you. But it's a great way to leverage an incredible platform called Powur. So your options are this. You can stick with what you're doing, if that's what you like, where you have unpredictable rates. It adds no value to your home. Or you can go to the next step, and you can take a look at going solar with a zero out-of-pocket option. You have that long-term savings that we will share with you. You control the cost of your energy. It'll be predictable for virtually the rest of your life, and it's going to add value to your home. Which one makes more sense to you? Well, now that you've heard this, I would encourage you to get back to whoever shared this video with you, get your questions answered, take a look at the solar savings report, and find a better way to get your energy. No more renting. You can own an asset that's going to produce clean, renewable energy and save you money. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.